racial inequality affect the criminal justice system today? A series of studies conducted during the past 30 years has examined the degree to which disproportionate rates of incarceration for African Americans are related to racial inequality. Throughout history, there have been unjust convictions against all races and descents, but predominantly African Americans. Throughout American history, some of the allegations that were made centuries back are so horrifically unforgettable that we are still seeking justice for innocent people who were convicted to this day. Why is it important? Without this harsh history of the American criminal justice system, we probably wouldn't be the divided nation that we are today. The history of the criminal justice system in America has a vast influence on Americans today. How does racial discrimination affect America's social and
culturally and socially, police officers, when they arrest a person, they do not see if the person is a father or a mother. The education system is still broken because they fail to see the child's culture and the background. When a child is sitting at a desk and doesn't want to participate, they automatically think, oh, we're not going to deal with them because they don't want to learn. Maybe they're going through stuff and the teachers don't seem to understand that. The education system fails to help those who don't have the help at home. They don't know if they're going through foster homes at home. They don't know what's going on. And teachers need to sit down with the child and say, hey, what's going on? How can I help you? And then teach them what they need to know so that they can graduate high school and go on to college. Nationwide, African American students graduate at a rate of 69% compared to whites who graduated at 86%. Most African American students who have a parent in jail fail to graduate high school, and sometimes don't even, and if they do graduate high school, they don't move on to college because they have to get a job and help their siblings because their father or mother is stuck in jail because of maybe the smallest reason. More than 120,000 mothers are incarcerated and 1.1 million fathers are in jail. And that leads to inadequate education for their child. That leads to instability of homes, so the child could be in foster care because if the father is in jail, they think the mother doesn't have the needs to raise a child. So this quote, it says, incarceration is not just a reflection of poverty and disadvantage, it is actually a driver of poverty and disadvantage. Parental incarceration is a very, very huge problem. If your parent is in jail, sometimes that leads you to not focus in school. You're focused on, when's my father going to come out? When's my mother going to come out? Is my mother doing okay in jail? How's my father? You don't focus in your work. You just focus on your mother's health, your father's health. And sometimes teachers don't recognize that. If you see someone who's struggling, don't bully them. Don't say, hey, your father's in jail, you're going to end up there. Don't be like that. You need to help the person like that. And when police officers are arresting a person like that, they don't understand that they might have family. They might have children who they need to help. And police officers usually send mothers and fathers to jail for the smallest reasons. They could have had a traffic ticket and they failed to pay, oh, they go to jail. They don't seem to understand that they are parents who need to take care of their children.
So my lenses are ethical and futuristic, and it is wrong that African Americans are treated unfairly by the criminal justice system today. So we need to do something to prevent this from happening in the future. Black males have a 32% chance of serving of being in prison, and Hispanic males have a 17% chance, and white males have a 6% chance. And that's just saying that whites are treated better than a lot of different races, not just blacks, but Muslims or Hispanics. According to Public Eye, article on Public Eye, whites, Black and Hispanics are more likely to be stopped by police than whites and get arrested. This is a chart saying how many people got arrested in 2013 in comparison.
So we came up with the problems. We think that police officers, in order to become a police officer, you must have at least a high school diploma and 19 weeks of training. And I believe that isn't enough. Obviously, it isn't enough. A doctor needs 4 years of college, and then they have to go, if you want to become a nurse, you have extra nursing schools. And I think that police officers should have training in what to do when a gun is involved in a situation, because obviously they don't know how to treat that problem. And also the court system, we have judges giving unfair sentences to people and sending them to jail for maybe the smallest reasons. We had a case where there was 2 border patrols and they shot a man in the butt, and they got different judges. So one got 11 years in jail, one got 12 years in jail. And we believe that a solution to that is, if you do get arrested, that you should go through 3 different judges, and we should do the average of those sentences so that it'll be fair. And then for the police officer problem, we think that more training should be enforced. And we think that at least a year and 5 months would be the minimum, because obviously you need more training for the police officers. And more education, like a high school diploma, really. And also, we think that a charity should be enforced. Like, when you get arrested and you don't have a lawyer to represent you or help you, they assign you one. And they might assign you the crappiest lawyer out there. And this charity is a charity where we raise money to help pay for lawyers for those who don't have the means and the money to get a lawyer of their own. And I feel like that could help a lot in the court. And then the limitations to our solution would be obviously money, getting people to donate to our cause, and lawyers willing to participate for our cause, and getting people to know about us. Because if you're in jail and you don't have a lawyer, how are you going to know who to call? They obviously have to know about our charity. And then there's obviously a huge problem of racism in the world, but we are blind to see it, and we need to stand up against it and finally make a difference. Because if I'm walking and I see a police officer mistreating a person on the ground who obviously does not have a weapon, I don't care if you're white, Hispanic, purple, blue, I'm going to say something. I'm going to help that person, because obviously the police officer abuses the power they have over that person. You shouldn't have to beat up a person. You shouldn't have to tase someone or pepper spray them or even pull out a gun, for that matter. Especially if you know you have been trained to shoot that gun. Maybe that person has no clue how to use that gun, and you're over here pulling out a gun and shooting them for no reason. That is not okay. We're all human beings. We all have one heart. We have 2 lungs, and there may be some people who have 1 lung, but that's on them. But I'm just saying that we're all created equal, and it shouldn't matter what color you are. If you're pink, hey, I'm gonna talk to you. I don't care. That's on you. It shouldn't matter if that person is big, if that person is short, if that person is tall. It shouldn't matter what you look like. We should all be created equal.
Thank you. Okay. So describe how the content of your team presentation was changed, or how you guys changed it as you discussed and put all your perspectives in.
We changed like the intro, our intro to tie in into like the question, because our lenses were different, so we changed our intro question.
Okay, thank you. How did you guys improve your ability to work as a group from working on this?
We really just did more like working with time management and making sure we set our own group deadlines for stuff that we have to get done to make sure we get it.
Okay, thank you. So, having finished this now, what do you think, let me rephrase, do you notice any gaps in your research, or if, like, things that you would do further research on if you had more time?
I feel like the solutions, we could have came up with better solutions and researched more on the solutions that we came up with. And we should have presented more limitations, because I know there's more out there. But I feel like our solution should have been a little bit more better.
Okay, thank you guys, good job.